Hello everybody, this is AG here, and qualifying is back in the Haas IndyCar series, albeit we are doing a group qualifying session here, so the road course qualifying rules here at the Pikes Peak International Raceway here in Fountain, Colorado, just a few miles outside of Denver. We're here to qualify for the Colorado 100K. This is definitely a very fun race each and every year on the schedule. And it plays host to the 12th race of the season. Only 5 races remain here in the Haas IndyCar Series until we crown a champion a weekend before Labor Day at the Pocono Raceway. I will preface the beginning of this session by saying do intend for single car qualifying to return for the Michigan 100 and for the Haas World Championship 200K. Of course, we'll do group qualifying when we head to Watkins Glen, but those are the last 4 events of the season, not including this one here, which is the 5th to last race of the season. No, 4th. Oh, who cares? Who cares? No one's watching this anyway. We're just doing this out of formality. Here we go. Zachary Fitzwater in the 81, first driver out there. Of course, we're going to have the Fast 6, so you want to be top 6, and then positions 7 through 26 will be determined here in this round. And going to be interesting to see who gets it done. There's Luna Lona, our points leader. Still, she's had a very good season. Of course, got the race victory at the Indianapolis Road Course back in May. 33 points ahead of Chris Reynolds, who's won 3 times this season. Of course, Chris Reynolds getting that race victory at Road America. It was 2 races ago. Aaron Abel is 37 points behind, and Jay Knapp, the only other driver within a mathematical opportunity of getting past Luna Lona. He is 51 points behind. Got Logan Williams, 55 points behind. Brad Stover is 66 points behind. Our last winner is Nicholas Samadio in the number 5. And Mr. Edge is blowing up right now. Not exactly what he wanted. But as I was about to say, he won the last race here in the Haas IndyCar Series at Chicagoland. Just barely edged out Logan Williams. And we'll have to see if Nicholas Samadio can make a run for the title here. Only 5 races remain. He's 72 points behind. And he's got to get out of the way here, these guys. That's why we don't do group qualifying on a regular basis. Either way, Avery Alford has gone to the top of the board there in the number 13. I actually got to remember who's in what car. It has been a little while since I've done a race in this series, and of course the last one we did was Chicagoland, but since the Indianapolis 250, this series has been very sporadic, but once we get into August, we got 4 races in August. We got the Michigan 100, we got the duel at Watkins Glen, and then the finale at Pocono. So right there in the middle of August, it's going to be a really busy month of August because Turkey Hill Truck Series and oh boy, almost called the Rockstar Pro Series. The Rowdy Energy Pro Series will be beginning in August as well. Of course, if you are on the channel here and not in the Discord, you may not know about that, but those are coming. I will give a date for the Turkey Hill Truck Series signups. However, you do have to be in the Discord to sign up for the Turkey Hill Truck Series, as we will have ratings for that series. However, the Rockstar... Oh boy, I did it again. The Rowdy Energy Pro Series, it's going to be tough to get past that one, because we used to run the Rockstar Pro Series here. It's the Rowdy Energy Pro Series now, which is actually just a derivative of ARCA, basically, but we'll get into that. The Rowdy Energy Pro Series will be open to everyone. It'll be open signups like the Wall Sprint Series every single week. And as long as you are not a full-time driver in the Turkey Hill Truck Series, you are eligible to sign up. So all the owners in the Truck Series are going to be able to sign up in the Rowdy Energy Pro Series as well. My goodness, this has just been a mess so far. It's Avery Alford, Bradley Bradshaw, Landon Smith Jr., Christian Master, Jay Knapp, and the 33 of Roy Ribbleton, the top 6 right now. So pretty good times for those drivers right there. 00 of Luna Lona, currently in position to start 7th. Of course, the beginning of this race tomorrow is going to be a little bit wild. I'll say that much. We're going to have a lot of fun, though, and we could see a caution-free race. This race actually went caution-free last year. Justin Zaidel just moved himself into the top 6 right there, so he's going to be going for another pole. Been a pretty good season for Justin Seidel. 9th in points, 79 points behind. Of course, won the opening race of the season at California. Of course, these guys probably getting a bit of a pull here and getting affected. Of course, that's why we normally go with the single car qualifying, but I'm just a little bit too busy right now to do single car qualifying, but we will try to do it for the Michigan 100, and we'll absolutely do it for the finale at Pocono, because that's definitely a racetrack where we want these guys to be out on their own. Of course, the Michigan 100, definitely a race I'm looking forward to. That's the next race on the schedule after this one, and definitely excited to see how that one is going to end up shaking out, because we had the closest finish of the year on the channel in that race last year when Chris Reynolds beat Elijah Gordon. We'll have to see if we get something like that once again. Of course, I think we just had the closest finish of the season with Sam Adio there last week at Chicagoland. Of course, fitting that Mr. Edge would pull that off. But excited to see, though, if any of these guys can make a championship run here in these last few races. Caleb Rose inside the top 6. Chris Caleb Rose had a couple of rough runs right there. He's 16th in the points, 123 behind. Really the best of seasons for him. Still going for his first career win as a driver. However, he's got 9 career wins as an owner now, so that's pretty sharp. Of course, Appalachian Motorsports absolutely lighting it up in the Wawa Sprint Series. They're going to be at Pocono on Wednesday. But Caleb Rose would love to get a win as a driver. He's going to be a driver in the Turkey Hill Truck Series this season, driving for Braden Perez. Excited to see what those guys can do. Definitely excited for the Truck Series. That's going to be a lot of fun when it comes back around here in, I would say, 6 weeks or so? 7 weeks at Daytona. The weekend of Daytona is when the Turkey Hill Truck Series will kick off its 2023 season with the Featherlight Trailers 250. It's always a good one there on the high banks of Daytona to open up the Turkey Hill Truck Series season. Of course, it'll be the same weekend as the Valvoline 400, the penultimate race of the Wawa Cup Series, and the same weekend as the finale for these guys at Pocono. So that's going to be a loaded week once we get to that, because we're going to have the Rowdy Energy Pro Series, the Champion 200 on Tuesday. We're going to have the Wawa Sprint Series from Daytona on Wednesday. The Turkey Hill Truck Series opens on Thursday night with the Featherlight Trailers 250. Valvoline 400 in the Wawa Cup Series Friday night, and then Saturday at noon Eastern Time from Pocono, it's the Haas IndyCar Series World Championship 100, the finale over there. Qualifying for that race will probably be Friday at 3 p.m. or so, maybe, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So our Fast 6 right now, Avery Alford still with the quickest time, then Bradley Bradshaw, Landon Smith Jr., Christian Master, Caleb Rose, and Jay Knapp. It'll be a 5-minute session to determine the pole winner. And looks like Justin Seidel, Roy Ribbleton there in row number 4, Luna Lona, and the 97 of... and this is my first mistake here. Who's in the 97? Oh, wait, shoot. That's the Wawa Cup Series list. Where is it? I got last year's IndyCar list here on my desk, but I don't have this year's. Why am I forgetting who's in the 97? Oh, Aaron Abel. Aaron Abel. Oh, man. I feel bad about that. Aaron Abel in the 97 there. Hey, best to do it now and not during the race, am I right? Oh, boy. It's been a little while. And, you know... This is one thing about this series that I don't like. I have to do qualifying, you know, because we have equal ratings for everybody, which is why we do the qualifying sessions. I know we didn't do it at Chicagoland. It didn't really matter since the guy who started last ended up winning the race, but I am considering next year, and there has been discussion in the Discord about making this a rating series next year. Nothing is finalized. Nothing is official yet. My one gripe about that is the Indianapolis 250. I want that to remain a strict, you know, anyone can win type of race, as we have the 42 there of Thomas Troxel moving his... Or, sorry. Yes, Thomas Troxel is in the 42 in the series. Troxel just moved up into the top 6 right there and knocked Jay Knapp out of the Fast 6. So, good run there right at the end of the session for Thomas Troxel and Crown Ultra Racing. But, One suggestion that I did think of is, IndyCar is a spec series in real life, is having only the drivers adjust ratings. Of course, if that were to be the case, then everyone would have to be in the Discord, and not everybody running in the series is in the Discord, and I would like to kind of keep it open. I'm just spitballing with it right there. Nothing is finalized for next year yet for the Haas IndyCar series. As it might obviously seem, this series has kind of been a second banana to the Wawa Cup Series outside of the Indy 250 this year, and maybe not as much effort has been put into it just because I've been massively enjoying the Wawa Cup Series and the rating system there. And then going back to this and it just being anyone's shot to win at all times, like, I don't really like it as much as I used to. I do like it when we kind of have drivers who have advantages. That's my own personal taste. I know a lot of you guys like it to be open setup, or not open setup, but equal ratings, and anyone can get an opportunity at winning. But for me, as someone who is a spectator of the series, as someone who runs it, I don't find it as entertaining as I used to. Wawa Cup Series has been very fascinating. When you have a moment like you did in New Hampshire when Drew Webb came down the pit lane, like that's surprising, and that moment means so much more knowing how good of a driver Drew Webb is. That happens in an equal rating series. The weight of a moment like that isn't as significant. So just something to keep in mind there. I'm not making anything official for next season, but that's just my 2 cents on all that. Top 6. We'll move on to the Fast 6 shootout. Avery Alford, Thomas Troxell, Bradley Bradshaw, Landon Smith Jr., Christian Master, and Caleb Rose. Jay Knapp and Justin Zaidel will be there in row number 4. Roy Rippleton and Luna Lona in row 5. Aaron Abel, Angel Oliveira in row 6. Ace Garcia, John Anders in row 7. Christian Vargas, John Stewart in row number 8. Trey Smith, Brad Stover in row 9. Nicholas Samedeo, Noah Clifton in row 10. Logan Williams, Chris Reynolds in row 11. Tanner Parton, Eric Drew in row 12. And then Fitzy and Cole Raymond there in the last row. No ties. Everyone's got their own little time right there, so no tiebreakers needed there. So Alford, Troxell, Bradshaw, Smith Jr., Master, and Rose going to go for the pole here at the Pikes Peak International Raceway. Let's see who gets it done for the pole in the Colorado 100K. All right, here we go. Avery Alford, Thomas Troxell, Bradley Bradshaw, Landon Smith Jr., Christian Master, and Caleb Rose, the Fast 6. No one's out there on the track yet. We'll get them out on the track here shortly. Going to be interesting to see who wins the pole. I don't really know, and I can't really remember this race that much from last year, how much starting on the pole or starting on the front row is going to mean in this race. Now, of course, in the early days of this event, it was a cycle race, and it was just completely ridiculous. It's not like that anymore. Obviously, I didn't want that anymore. So, we will get spread out at some point in this event. Of course, we're going to have a cycle of pit stops just about halfway. About a 33-lap fuel run for these guys, which is just past halfway in this race in a 63-lap event. But I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see if any of these Fast 6 do, in fact, end up going to victory lane tomorrow night. It's going to be interesting. Of course, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on AG, the channel. We got ourselves a 63-lap event here at the Pikes Peak International Raceway. And we got Luna Lona in a good position to maybe, I mean, she is the favorite at this point, but we're going to have to see if Chris Reynolds, Aaron Abel, any of those guys have an opportunity at getting to her in this event. Of course, last season, Brian Rodriguez kind of came out of nowhere and then went up there. I kind of have a feeling that maybe Nicholas Samedeo could do that, but, and this, I'm going to go back to what I just said with the ratings, like, with this being an equal rating series, all that talk about, I have a feeling, it doesn't matter. Every race could just be anybody, and there's no personality to any of the drivers and teams, and I don't know. I just feel like that has hindered the Haas IndyCar Series this year compared to the Wawa Cup Series, with the exception of the Indy 250. I feel like a special event like that, it doesn't need it, but another thought that I had, how cool would it be to have single car qualifying, knowing that certain drivers are better than others for the Indianapolis 250. That would be fun as a spectator, but for the drivers and teams that are involved, maybe not as much. And It's just something to consider. We'll cross that bridge. You know, you feel free to discuss at your will in the Discord. I'm intrigued to see what you all think about that. It's going to be interesting, you know, if we go that direction. But like I said, nothing is definite yet. Bradley Bradshaw may get this pole. Fastest time right now. And then you got Landon Smith Jr., Thomas Troxel. Oh, now you got Christian Master there in third. Caleb Rose has yet to get a time in. We'll have to see what he can do. Of course, this being an oval track, you know, these guys are going to get multiple laps in here, but you got to get it early because the tire wear is significant here, and that's another thing that will spread these guys out here at Pikes Peak. I think Caleb Rose is just about to complete his first lap here. And he's going to come across the line third, but he's going to have to wind up a couple of times, I think, to warm those tires up. And Troxel has taken it away now, and, you know, no drafting needed, really, for the number 42 machine right there. Looking good for Troxel. Of course, Troxel missed the Indianapolis 250, so he would love to get a pole here. How ironic would that be? And doesn't look like that's going to happen, as Alford, who was fastest there in the first round, looking to steal it here, as he just has gone to the top of the board. So it's Alford and Troxel, Landon Smith Jr. in third, Bradley Bradshaw, Caleb Rose, and Christian Master here in the Fast Six. Everyone's kind of in a line right here. You got Master leading it, and then you got Alford, and you got Landon Smith Jr., you got Caleb Rose and Thomas Troxel, and I'm wondering if you know, these guys are in fact getting a bit of a pull on each other, because the guy who is slowest in this session is Christian Master, who does not have anybody in front of him whatsoever, and that might be, you know, just enough. I know this is a 1 mile oval, but punch a little bit of a hole in the air, just enough where you're not close enough to the driver in front of you where you get dirty air. These guys end up with pretty decent downforce in certain places, and then they kind of get that pull down the straightaway. That might be what's going on, but I don't know how it's all working out there. I do know that Avery Alford, you know, in the ride, this ride, you know, I mentioned Brian Rodriguez from last season. Brian Rodriguez only won one race last year, and it was this one right here at Pikes Peak. And it was, I think, 5 races to go. This race was last season. So once again, 5 races left to go this season, and it's here at Pikes Peak, and Brian Rodriguez is kind of where things started to really turn for Rodriguez when he won that championship last year for Wisconsin Speedworks. Of course, these guys have been on a bit of a tear in the Cup Series. Team Williams, as they're called, over in the Walla Walla Cup Series, but still Andrew Williams, the owner. Braden Perez ended up getting that race victory at New Hampshire. And I almost actually had this race at New Hampshire, but figured, you know what, Pikes Peak, don't get to go there too often with anything. This is the only race we do here at this racetrack, and you know what, let's keep the IndyCar Series here, and I'm glad we did. This is always a great race here, and excited to see how it all goes down. I'm going to have Nathan Staplin in the booth tomorrow night with us. First time Nathan's been in the booth for an IndyCar race this season, and don't worry, we'll get Mike back in the booth at some point. He's been really busy with stuff, so I have not been able to get a hold of him, or I have been able to get a hold of him, I just haven't been able to get him in the booth for a race, and we'll try to get him, especially for the finale, once we hit Pocono later on in the year. But Avery Alford has won the pole for the Colorado 100K. Thomas Troxel will start alongside this. Landon Smith Jr., Bradley Bradshaw, Caleb Rose, and Christian Master. And then Jay Knapp, Justin Zidell, Roy Ribbleton, Luna Lona, Aaron Abel, Angel Olvera, Ace Garcia, John Andrews, Christian Vargas, John Stewart, Trey Smith, Brad Stover, Nicholas Samadio, Noah Clifton, Logan Williams, Chris Reynolds, Tanner Parton, Eric Drew, Zachary Fitzwater, and Cole Raymond. That is how they will line up for tomorrow's Colorado 100K, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on AG, the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to Avery Alford for getting the pole position here at Pikes Peak. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the 12th race of the season in the Haas IndyCar Series. I will see you guys later.